Hello, I hope all is well. But let's be real here for a minute. You're watching YouTube and probably playing some RuneScape, so you're doing pretty well right now. I just wanted to make a little bit of a guide for the Mage training arena because I just recently grounded out a little bit to get myself Bones to Peaches, which is great for bossing. It's also a requirement for the Lumbridge and Draenor hard diary, so it's something you'll want to accomplish at some point. You'll have to go to 4 different chambers within the Mage Training Arena to earn Pizzazz points in the 4 different areas. I'll probably put a link in the description in case you want to skip ahead to look at just one area. But first, I've got the Enchanting Chamber. Now, there's really 2 ways you can go about doing this, but one is definitely a lot easier, and that is just to hop worlds until you can find these dragon stones that are on the ground. What you're going to do is cast the highest level enchantment spell that you can on them. For me, it happens to be the Dragonstone enchantment, but it doesn't have to be that one. If you've only got 57 magic, you can use Diamond enchantment on these Dragonstones. So the amount of pizzazz points earned is just the level of enchantment spell multiplied by 2. So the Dragonstone enchantment is level 5, so it'll give you 10 pizzazz points. If you could do the Onyx one, that would be 12 pizzazz points, but something like Sapphire would only give you 2. So they take about 7 or 8 minutes to respawn, the Dragonstones do. So what you're going to want to do is just world hop out of there, change worlds, and try to find the Dragonstones available. I went to PvP worlds and almost always found them there. It is potentially dangerous because you can be attacked here, but I never saw another person in PvP worlds, and there are 3 of them. So if you're willing to take that risk, maybe just don't bring anything valuable, just a handful of cosmic runes and a mud battle staff. And you can really get through this one pretty quickly. I want to say I spent maybe 45 minutes to an hour to get the 2,000 pizzazz points necessary for Bones to Peaches. And most of that was just hopping around and trying to find a free world. Now, alternatively, if you do not feel like world hopping and going around chasing these Dragonstones, there is another way to do it, and that is just to go for 1 point at a time. So what you're going to do is look in the bottom right hand corner of the screen at the color. For me right there, it would be blue. And then you're going to need to run to one of the corners on the map and find the little crystals that are that color and enchant them. But you will only get 1 pizzazz point each that you enchant of the right color. So it's extremely slow and I don't recommend it. So up next is the Alchemist Playground, and this one took quite a bit of time to get the 300 pizzazz points needed for Bones to Peaches, but it is probably the best magic experience per hour in the Mage Training Arena, so if that's what you're after, I would go here. You need to have natures and fire runes, so basically a fire or smoke staff would be helpful. And what you're going to do is go into this room, and there's 8 different cupboards, and they have a different item in each one. And up at the top of the screen, it'll give you the alchemy value for each item, and that changes every 30 or 40 seconds or so. So what you need to do is try to focus on the item that is 30 coins just to get you there fastest. Now, there will be a green arrow next to one of the items, and what that means is that you're alching that item for free. So right now, it's 30 coins for the leather boots and the green arrow. So that's great. When you can alch for free, you still get the experience, but don't use up the rune, and you're getting 30 coins. Personally, I don't focus on the green arrow. If you're short on cash and looking to save nature runes, you can go that route. But I would recommend only going after the items that are 30 coins if you want to get your pizzazz points the fastest. Now, you get 1 pizzazz point for every 100 coins you deposit in the box at the north end of the screen. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that you have just over the next 100 coins, because you will lose them all. For instance, if you're turning in 199 coins, you're only going to get 1 pizzazz point, and you're basically wasting 99 coins, versus if you turn in 200, you'll get the 2 pizzazz points. So try not to waste coins that way. It'll get your pizzazz points a little quicker. Now, in order to maximize the amount of coins you can get, you'll want to be able to, as quickly as possible after a change, identify where the 30 coin item is. To do that is really easy if you understand the rotation or the order the items are in. So in clockwise order, it will always be leather boots, adamant kite shield, adamant med helm, emerald, rune longsword, followed by 3 empty cupboards. So after the items change, you'll just want to click on the cupboard in front of you, and based on what's there, you should be able to follow a clockwise pattern and find exactly where the next one is going to be. To illustrate that point, I was here alching adamant helms. I see it switch to emerald. I click the cupboard in front of me. I notice that it's leather boots. So I know that boots, kite, helm, emerald. Emerald is going to be 3 cupboards clockwise from the leather boots, and there I find the emerald. And so if you're able to keep doing that, you should be able to optimize your time use in the Alchemist Playground and should be able to get your 300 pizzazz points in around an hour or so, maybe a little bit more than that. So up next is the Creature Graveyard, and this is where you'll need to use Bones to Bananas. So take Nature Runes and a Mud Battle Staff would be your best bet. This one is probably the most straightforward and easiest of all the 4. I recommend going in here and going to the west because it's right by one of the fruit depositories. What you need to do is just pick up from this pile of bones and then cast Bones to Bananas. Now you can keep an eye out because each bone has a different amount of bananas that it provides when you cast Bones to Bananas. So they're listed right there on the screen, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the way it works is when you're picking bones out of the pile, you get 4 of one bone, and then it's 4 of the next, and it just goes in that cycle. Now, I took some monkfish with me because you will constantly, every 10 seconds or so, take 2 damage. And if you do die in here, you won't lose your items, but you'll lose 10 pizzazz points. Now, you could just use the bananas to heal yourself, but since you're so frequently taking the damage, you're going to be constantly eating bananas. I preferred to have the food that would heal me a little quicker. It's really a personal choice thing. But I also wanted to be able to deposit all my bananas and not have to eat them because you do get 1 pizzazz point for every 16 bananas deposited. Now, when you're picking up the bones, just kind of keep an eye on which ones you're getting because there is a strategy out there, but I didn't find it that helpful. I just kind of like to watch, and when I'm getting 1s, 2s, and 3s, you need to get your inventory a little close to half, and once you got an inventory with a handful of 4s in there, you don't need as many. I was adding them up as I went, but it's kind of ballpark. If you get more bones than you need, you're just wasting it a little bit, wasting a few seconds, but it's really not a huge deal. This one was the shortest amount of time. I think it took me 35 or 40 minutes to get the 200 pizzazz points. All right, last is the Telekinetic Theater, and if I'm not mistaken, this one tends to be people's least favorite. It is a little bit annoying. I know there is a Reddit thread dedicated to complaining about this one, but I really didn't think it was too bad once I got the hang of it. You just kind of have to learn each maze, and then once you do it, you kind of remember them, you can get through them a lot quicker. What took me the longest was doing each one the first or second time when I had to look at a guide and see which move to make, but once I had to memorize, it was really easy. So basically what you do is just cast Telekinetic Grab on this little guy to guide him from the start to the finish of the maze. And just so you know, when you're using Telekinetic Grab, you don't have to be directly across from him. You just have to be on the correct side that you want to pull him to. Make sure that you're up against the wall here and not kind of back a square or two, because if you try to do that around one of the corners, your guy may run to the side and you may attempt to pull him away you do not want to. Most of these mazes take, I believe, 7 to 10 telekinetic grabs, and they really don't take all that long once you have the hang of them. As for the pizzazz points, you'll get 2 for each maze completed, and on the 5th one you'll get a bonus of 8 for a total of 10. So every 5 mazes you will get 18 points, meaning you'll have to do 56 of them to get 200 points necessary for Bones to Peaches. Now, I think some people may find it helpful to have a video guide showing how to do each maze, but I'm not going to be able to put that in this video for time reasons. I will make another video just focusing on Telekinetic Theater and showing you how to do each one of those mazes. Hopefully people will be able to find that helpful. Once you've got enough points for whatever it is you intend to buy, just run upstairs and make your purchase from this Magic Guardian guy. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you next time.